Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. My name is James, and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's upcoming away fixture against Wycombe Wanderers. Now, it's still no points away from home for Reading this season, and realistically I shouldn't be sitting here talking about no points. Reading should have won their last away fixture if we're being completely honest. 15 minutes into the game we were 2-0 up away at Shrewsbury, and then a string of silly things happened. Femi Aziz misses a great chance to put Reading 3-0 or 3-1 up. Harvey Nibbs decides instead of booting the ball out clear, he's going to decide to try and shield the ball out for a goal kick and gives the Shrewsbury man a glorious opportunity to score. Reading then concede from a corner in the 91st minute, and Reading then concede again in the 96th minute from another corner. Now, if there ever is a time to play a team, it's when they're on a non-win streak, and that's what happened when Reading played Shrewsbury last, and it's also what's happening when Reading play Wycombe here now. Take a look at Shrewsbury's last 5 results. You can see a 2-2 draw away at Peterborough, a 4-2 loss at home to Bolton, a 2-2 draw again away at Oxford, a 0-0 draw at home to Cambridge, and a 1-0 loss at home to Stevenage. Are the last 5 results that Matt Bloomfield has had in charge. Obviously, it's not Gareth Ainsworth anymore. He's still, he's been sacked from QPR. He's now out of work. He's no longer the Wycombe manager. It's now Matt Bloomfield. And based off of who scored, it seems like it's a similar style of play that he likes to play at Wycombe. As you can see from the strengths here on who scored, Wycombe like to very strong at aerial duels, attacking set pieces, creating chances through balls, creating scoring chances, and defending set pieces. Now, the weaknesses for this Wycombe side is what you would expect it to be: keeping possession of the ball, avoiding offside, defending attacks down the wing, defending against through ball attacks, and defending against skillful players. Now, the style of play is very similar to the strengths and weaknesses of the side: long balls, attempted crosses often, attacking through the middle, and they are not an aggressive team. Now, in terms of Wycombe's best players so far this season, the standouts come as Chris Farino, on loan from I think Manchester City, sitting at a 7.05 rating. Freddie Potts, who is currently at a 7.02, who I believe is on loan from West Ham. Luke Leahy, who is a summer signing from Shrewsbury, sitting at a 7.00 rating. And Josh Scowen in the midfield as well, sitting also at a 7 rating. Listen, though, all of them players higher rated on who scored than any of Reading's team so far this year. I think it's harsh because Sam Smith, I think, arguably should be up there in the 7s. I think he's played decent for Reading this season in the limited opportunities that he's had due to injury. Now, the last time these two teams came up against each other, it was a 1-0 win for Wycombe. A Fred Onyedema goal came as the two sides played behind closed doors during the COVID-19 season. A missed penalty from Lucas Schwal, a Ryan Tafazoli red card. It was a very eventful game, to say the least. Now, in terms of Wycombe's formation, as you can see here, it tends to normally be a 5 at the back, 3 at the back formation. It's 3 centre-backs that normally do get played. I think, really, this could be something Reading could exploit. Do I think we will? No, but it could be something, especially with the pace that Reading have in their side and the pressing that Reading do. It could be something that they try to exploit. Now, there is going to be some injury news. Luke Leahy won't be playing in this fixture. He is not going to be rushed back to the side after a really nasty head injury that was picked up against Stevenage. I think it was a really bad injury, don't get me wrong. Steve Evans has described it as just a clash of heads, I think he said. Don't worry, Wycombe fans, I'm on your side for this one. Don't believe it's just a clash of heads. Now, for this Berks-Bucks derby, there will be a familiar name in the Wycombe side for Reading fans. Gareth McCleary is someone who's still at Wycombe after leaving Reading all them years ago. Seems to be a little bit of a Wycombe legend as well. He seems to have played quite a lot of games there. There's a few older names in the side as well that will be familiar that Reading have come up against over the years, likes of Richard Keogh, someone that Reading have obviously definitely seen quite a lot over the years. Obviously, we said Gareth McCleary, Ryan Tafazoli. There's quite a few names in this Wycombe side that will be familiar with fans of the EFL. Now, in terms of a Reading starting 11, I really want to see Reading mix it up in this game. I think we need to counteract the 3-5-2 of Wycombe and kind of play a similar formation ourselves. In goal, I have got David Button. I think he is really Reading's best goalkeeper. Right now, Reading seem to be conceding a lot of shots, and defensively we're quite poor, and David Button is the person that we need in goal, as he's probably the best shot stopper at the club. I've seen a lot of people calling for Joel Pereira to start in this game. His distribution's good, don't get me wrong, but shot stopping wise, I think there's still questions asked of the Portuguese keeper. Now, I have said 3 centre-backs at the back, and I'd like to see Nelson Abbey, Harley Dean and Tyler Bindon across that back 3. Listen, if Tom McIntyre was fit to play, or if Amadou Mbengu wasn't suspended, Harley Dean would not be in that centre-back position. It'd be Nelson Abbey in the middle, and either McIntyre on the left or Bindon on the left and Mbengue on the right. But Harley Dean is starting in this one for me. I want to see him in the centre with Nelson Abbey on the left and Tyler Bindon on the right. The reason I got Nelson Abbey over on that left-hand side is so he can help cover one of my wing-backs, as I got Matty Carson playing as well as Andy Yeardom. I think Matty Carson is Reading's best delivery of the ball, in my opinion. Arguably, his crosses are the best at the club, and he really is in a strong position for me to be someone like a Nicky Shorey type of character at Reading, who's really good on the offensive side. I think his defensive side of the game still needs work, but I think he hasn't had that much help this season, in my opinion. Harvey Nibbs is normally the player on the left-hand side, and when you look at Harvey Nibbs, he doesn't track back as much. He does a lot of pressing from the front, but in terms of tracking back, he doesn't help his man out as often as he should. And normally it's 2-on-1 opportunities that happen against Matty Carson. If he's got Nelson Abbey on that left side helping him, I think that's where he will see a lot more success. In terms of the midfield 3, I'm going to go with Lewis Wing, Michael Craig and Harvey Nibbs in the attacking midfielder position. I think Lewis Wing is probably the best midfielder at the club. I think Michael Craig is very close behind him. Listen, he might be raw, he might be talented, he might have a lot of untapped potential, but I think Michael Craig is so calm on that ball and he can read the game so well. I think he needs to be starting for Reading. When you look at his performance against Arsenal's under-21 side, yes, it was arguably just a youth level game with a couple of senior pros mixed in, but I do think Michael Craig was man of the match there. Such an outstanding performance, and I think when you watch him so calm on the ball, and instead of that Sam Hutchinson just tackles and sliding in and getting yellow cards and rashness of the game, I think Michael Craig reads it so well. I've got Nibbs in that attacking midfield position just so you can support Sam Smith. It seems like a lot of people are talking about the partnership these two had whilst at Cambridge, and we haven't really seen that too much. Obviously, we did see the goal that Sam Smith scored against Bristol Rovers, which was obviously set up by Harvey Nibbs from that tackle from pressing from the front. But I'd like to see maybe him in more of a creative role inside that centre of the attacking midfield position. Finally, up front, I'm going to go with Ehibachiman and Sam Smith. I think it's harsh on Don Ballard. I think he scored in his last game and scored a hat-trick as well for England's under-19s in international duty. But Ehibachiman is the top goal scorer at the club right now, and look, he should be playing. It's really harsh that Ruben Selles has dropped him for Ballard, and you know, you can tell he likes Ballard, but my opinion, it should be Ehibachiman. Obviously, Sam Smith speaks for itself. 3 goals in his last 3 games. Starting to get back to form, obviously, after being out with injury at the start of the season. And yeah, I think Sam Smith has goals written all over him. Whether he will in this fixture, not really too sure. Now, in terms of a result, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Wycombe. I think this Reading side is still so young and it's so raw that when you go away to Wycombe, they know how to win games. They've got these experienced pros. They know how to time waste a little bit. They know how to kind of get under your skin, and they know how to defensively dominate balls in the box and dominate games in terms of these set pieces. And I think it will be a scrappy, tight affair. I think Reading will have a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, and fans will be frustrated because Reading can't go ahead and make these chances. And I think it will be a 1-0 win to Wycombe overall. That's going to be it for this video today, guys. Look, I'm not there at Wycombe this weekend. I've got to work, unfortunately. But I will be at Eastleigh next weekend. So if we lose to Eastleigh, I think I will have to retire from away games, because if we can't win against a non-league side, but I was at Kidderminster as well, by the way. So if we can't win this one against another non-league side, it's my fault. It genuinely is. It's just me. That's going to be it for this one today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.